On the 17th of June 2025, a major breakthrough in the fight against international fraud. Ehis Lawrence Akhimie, our Nigerian 41-year-old brother, has pleaded guilty in a Miami federal court to orchestrating a ruthless inheritance fraud scheme targeting hundreds of elderly Americans. So I'm going to class this session as fraud files. This is what stories of fraud being reported on this channel is going to be titled or tagged as. Okay, please note, this is how a global network of scammers stole over $6 million from more than 400 vulnerable seniors. And what happens next? Let me take you into the anatomy of the crime committed by our Nigerian brother. So a Nigerian citizen recently admitted guilt in connection with running a transnational inheritance fraud operation that deceived elderly and vulnerable individuals throughout the United States. Our Nigerian brother has gone to Baujuwaje again. As per court records, Ehis Lawrence Akhimie, age 41, was part of a group of con artists that dispatched personalized letters to elderly targets in the United States over several years. The correspondence falsely asserted that the sender represented a bank in Spain, that's a format, and that the recipient was entitled to a multi-million-dollar inheritance left by a deceased family member who had passed away abroad years later or years earlier. That is a format that these scammers use. Akhimie and his accomplices allegedly misled victims with a series of falsehoods, including claims that prior to receiving their supposed inheritance, they needed to remit funds for delivery charges, taxes, and other fees to prevent scrutiny from government officials. It is alleged that Akhimie, our Nigerian brother, and his co-conspirators collected the money sent by victims in response to the fraudulent letters through a complicated network of former victims based in the US. I know that format very well. Whom the defendants persuaded to receive funds and forward them to the defendants or their associates. Victims who sent money never received any of the claimed inheritance funds. So, by pleading guilty, Akhimie acknowledged defrauding over $6 million from more than 400 victims. Wow. Many of whom were elderly or otherwise at risk. How are they falling for things like this? So, Akhimie, our Nigerian brother, now faces conspiracy charges of mail and wire fraud. He is admitted to defrauding over 400 victims, many elderly and vulnerable, of more than $6 million. He's facing up to 20 years behind bars. Serves him right. Sentencing is actually pending as justice inches closer for the family who lost life savings. I'm so sorry that happened, okay? I'm so sorry. However, this case went international, okay? This case wasn't fought alone. Yeah. The US Postal Inspection Service, even Homeland Security investigations led the matter to arrest our Nigerian brother. They work with UK agencies such as NCA, CPS, Spain, Portugal, highlighting the essential role of global law enforcement. It's part of a broader crackdown, okay? So 7 others from the UK, Spain, Nigeria, Portugal, other OLEs have already been convicted for their roles. So their sentences ranged from 82 to 128 months. This sentencing is too lenient for them. Anyway, this marks the second case indicted in relation to this international fraud scheme. 7 additional co-conspirators from the United Kingdom, Spain, and Nigeria have already been convicted and sentenced in connection with this scheme, of this $6 million scheme. So on the 1st of November 2023, the Honorable Kathleen M. Williams sentenced Ezinnia Peter Nebo, who was extradited from Spain, to 128 months of imprisonment. On the 20th of October 2023, a judge sentenced another defendant, Kennedy Ikpomuwosa. I don't know if that's how to pronounce the name, okay? I don't know. He was also extradited from Spain to 97 months of imprisonment in the US. 3 other defendants extradited from the United Kingdom also received prison sentences as well. Another judge also sentenced Emmanuel Samuel, Jerry Chuks Ozo, and Ienya Chukwu Jonathan Abraham to prison terms of 82 months, 87 months, and 90 months respectively for their involvement in the scheme. Also, Amos Prince Oke Ezema was paroled into the United States from Nigeria and was also sentenced in July of 2024 to 90 months of imprisonment for his participation in the scheme. These are Nigerian brother Bojuwaje. Finally, on the 25th of April, the Honorable Judge also sentenced Okeze Bonaventure Ogbata, who was extradited from Portugal, to 97 months of incarceration for his involvement in the scheme. Now I understand where the international, investigation came in. So voices from investigators, this investigator said this case is a testament to the critical role of international collaboration. Okay, international collaboration committed to protecting American consumers and how transnational fraud thrives in shadows. Justice will prevail as it is now. So, according to the Department of Justice, these statements were made by officials, who emphasized the scale of transnational fraud, and they promised that justice can and will reach across borders. Guys, let me know your thought and opinion about all these our Nigerian brothers that have been, locked up. So, in a broader context, this is more than a one-off scam. It echoes the notorious Nigerian prince or advanced fee scams that have targeted Americans for decades. But why are they targeted? If you know you don't have any relative abroad, why are you letting them fraud you? Anyway, the FBI says victims lost over 3.5 billion in just 1 year from these schemes. Elderly citizens are mostly at risk, playing on trust, life experiences, sometimes loneliness and fear of government scrutiny is making all of these elderly people, fall victims. So, prevention and help. How can you avoid falling into this net of these scammers, either as a younger adult or as a senior citizen? Let me tell you, move closer. Okay, move closer. Number 1, verify any inheritance claims with lawyers and banks. 2, never send money upfront for taxes or fees. 3, check with family and informed loved ones. 4, report any suspected fraud immediately. Trusted agencies include DOJ for people in the US, Consumer Protection, USPS, FBI. So for victims age over 60 plus, there's an information online that you can put a board. Come, if you know you don't have any relatives that is giving you inheritance, why are you allowing people to go say Lodi? How? Anyway, in all you do in life, do not allow quick money to ruin the good name you have built for yourself, if not for your country. Remember also that not all Nigerians commit fraud. I am one of those that do not commit fraud. The work of my hands is enough for me. So Akhimie pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud. Akhimie now faces a maximum penalty of 20 years imprisonment. Serves him right. Akhimie's guilty plea is a win, but the fight continues for the people in the US. If you or a loved one receives an unexpected inheritance letter, question it. Report it. Protect your nest egg. If you have watched this fraud file till now, please don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell, and do not hesitate to join my membership. And I hope to catch up with you in another video. Alright? Don't let them use brass boots for you to steal your inheritance. Protect your inheritance. Okay? See you later. Bye.